What's up, everybody?
What's
We
going
back.
on? What's going on? Welcome back.
I am this year's 2023 fantasy champion. I'm definitely winning it this year with the squad that I got. I
2023?
don't know about you guys.
Bro, I'm just trying to survive
gonna-
after the draft yesterday. With my running
I
backs.
had 3 rings.
No one
Three.
cares about that.
One on
Dang, that's not how you
4.
start a podcast bragging,
No
man.
one cares about
I'm
that.
so-
Sorry,
man.
it's just that's something I'm proud of. It's something I'm proud of. I have a mantle here. I have a fireplace, and that trophy's missing. I come into my wife's office and I look at it and I'm like, it's not there. Where is it? I
At
need
Nass's
it, man.
house.
I need it.
At Nass's house. That's where it's at.
That's what it is.
Where it's at.
That's third.
All right, so yesterday we had our 18th annual fantasy draft.
18. Time flies.
I gotta say,
Fast.
Danny surprised me
Yeah,
with
man.
his pick. I thought Jefferson was gonna go number 1 overall, but you wind up taking McCaffrey. Why?
Let me explain. Okay? That decision to take McCaffrey didn't happen. Happened actually. Maybe 5 minutes before I made the pick. That's how tough it was. It was either McCaffrey, Jefferson. McCaffrey, Jefferson. You know how sometimes your mind tells you pick one guy, and your gut is telling you pick the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a superstitious guy. You know, and I actually went against my superstition. The way I see McCaffrey, you know, the past few years going high, but to be honest, the last person he really helped out was you. When you beat me.
Ever since Pete had him
Yeah.
and won the championship
Yeah.
with him and Lamar, I believe. My brother had him twice, and then I
Yeah.
had him. It was all injury.
Injury,
He got hurt for me week
even
4,
last year,
and that's it.
even last year with his number. Who had him last year? D.
I had
Nah,
him.
Pete
You
had
had
him
him last year.
I had
Yeah,
him
you
again,
still
yeah.
ended up with
It changed once the trade went through to San Francisco, but
yeah.
he still wasn't
But-
the Christian McCaffrey that he could, we all know he can be.
The main reason.
That's the running back status quo though, right? You get
Yeah.
what 3-4 good years and then you disappear.
Mhm.
I mean,
So
the way
I'm
the way
sorry.
the owners are treating them, yeah.
Let's hope this year he doesn't disappear on us and he produces
Nah.
them I expect him to, which he should. The offensive line is great. You know,
I-
Purdy's gonna give him
No,
the
the
ball.
system. It's just the system.
It's a system.
The
I
system
think
alone.
I think he's gonna excel. I was hoping he came to me at number 3 because I'll let you know right now. My top 3 was Jefferson, Chase, McCaffrey, and I thought it was gonna go Jefferson, Chase, McCaffrey. So I was waiting on McCaffrey. So when you picked McCaffrey, I'm like shit. So it's gonna be Chase. I knew D was gonna go after Jefferson. Chase, I think Chase, if Burrow can stay healthy, it's gonna be another great season. I mean, you can't go wrong with Jefferson or Chase, right?
Well, no, you cannot. You cannot.
So I think the top 3 was already set. It was just a matter of who was gonna get who.
The reason I went with McCaffrey, I felt he gave me more options coming back down. You know, I saw, okay, I got McCaffrey and Olave because I did not expect to get, even though we're going to talk about it a little bit later, I did not expect to get Garrett Wilson. I thought Andrews was going to get there. So my point was I got a running back, I got a receiver, I could get top tight end, and I could get a top quarterback, So that's why I went McCaffrey. If I would have gone Jefferson, I felt I would have had lesser options, even though the 2 running backs that I wanted were there coming back down, which was Mixon and who else was it? I know it was Mixon was one of them that was available. And I would have probably still gone with Andrews because I think Andrews, like I said, once again, I'm superstitious. Andrews won the championship for me. He won the championship for Phil. He didn't win a championship for my brother last year because, but it's still he's a hell of a tight end. Yeah.
I mean, I
he's
don't think
definitely
there
top
was
2 tight end for sure.
Yeah, I don't think there's no wrong decision. Right? I think even if you went with Justin Jefferson, I think it was, I don't think it was I don't think you could go wrong either player you went. You know what I mean?
So who was your franchise tag?
Olave. It's Olave.
Olave.
And that also went to draft day. It's crazy that all because I really like Hopkins. What threw me off with Hopkins was if he would have gone to the Chiefs, I don't care how old he is, he would have
Yeah,
had
for sure.
close. In my opinion, I think he would have had close to Randy Moss's numbers when he went to the Patriots.
Yeah.
Not those 50 all those touchdowns he scored that season, but his numbers were going to be high. He would have gone to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Tennessee. I mean, obviously, no offense is like Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, right?
Yeah.
But it would have made a difference, and I think definitely would have made it, affect your decision. But you can't go on with Chris Olave. I mean, he had a hell of a year. I think with Andy Dalton as a quarterback last year.
Yeah.
So Derek Carr is an upgrade. So should be. I think that was a good decision too. Yeah. When I noticed, when I highlighted the franchise tag, the options, when I noticed Chris Olave, that moment I'm like, I think that's who Danny should go with. Like Hopkins is Hopkins. We know Hopkins and stuff. And this was right. Hopkins was already released and stuff like that. So, but once I did that, once I was doing it and I seen it, I was like, because I thought going into it before doing the franchise tag options, I thought Hopkins was your best choice. I didn't know that you could tag Olave. So once I seen it, I was like, I think I was like, Danny knows what he's doing. I said, it should be him. It should be Chris Olave. Did that play a factor into Justin Jefferson? I mean, I'm not comparing Olave to Jefferson, but like you have a receiver ready. That kind of
he has the potential to be number one.
Who Olave?
Yeah.
No, wait, because Michael Thomas can't stay healthy.
He could play all three wide receiver positions, X, Y, and Z. He could, he knows how to play. He's a receiver. Right. He proved it last year. Too bad he had Andy Dalton throwing the ball, and threw him 4 times, and that was it. Come on, man, he got a weapon. Give it to him all game. The whole game. That's why I lost. That's why record.
Blame it on Andy Dalton. Blame it on Andy Dalton.
Blame Andy Dalton.
Just so the listeners,
2 worst brands in the world.
Just so the listeners know, we do a ESPN. We use ESPN as our fantasy. We do a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a tight end, a kicker, and a defense and special teams. This is a non-PPR league, and we have 7 bench players.
Yeah.
All right. It's a 12-man league. We flirted with 10. We did 14, like a couple of years, and now we're just at 12. And
I think it's right at 12. Right?
12 is just the perfect. I mean, 10 would be great. You get more options, but 12.
Well, our first year ever was 10. I mean, that's the only time I won it. I won it the first year ever.
So Mike's
year ever.
That's why you want to go back to 10.
I would listen. I went to the championship back-to-back year. I still listen. I can't believe I lost to Nas. Like we don't have no control of this, right? It's all luck. Right? But
all luck.
Freaking Tom Brady, 40. I think it was like 43 points that week. I'm like, come on, man. Come back-to-back championships. It's the trophy's right there.
It's there.
It's like, and then check this out. I did because I have everybody's papers and stuff, and I showed Paul this morning. I told Paul this morning. I went on the site to grade my players and stuff, and they got me at 10-4 as a prediction and losing in the champ. If I lose a 3rd straight year in the championship, I mean, that's going on like Tone's level. Like
Buffalo Bills again, bro.
Yeah.
But then you could go ahead and say what Tone said. Hey, listen, I want more money than you guys.
Yeah, listen, that's the
money's great.
I walked away with money back-to-back years. 2 years ago when I lost to Phil, that was like I got hot at the right time, snuck into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Last year, I mean, I had best record, best team, and I felt good to it. But that Danny, you go agree with me with this. That dreadful best record, number 1 seed.
I'm telling you.
For anybody that's going to listen to this podcast, we are 17 years in, going into our 18th year coming up. Nobody has had the best record, number 1 seed, and has won the championship.
You don't want to have the worst
You don't.
record. You don't want to have it. You don't.
Didn't I do it?
Yeah.
Were you the last one?
No. Did you do it? No, I don't think you do it.
I might have came in second. I was
every year it feels like,
It's like you don't even want it.
No, I had it a couple years back. You know, because I've had a pretty decent run for the past, I would say, 5 years. I remember I won the championship. I finished with
We
best
know that,
record.
Danny. You got 3 championships.
I got to keep saying it.
Come on.
I know what I'm talking about. It's proves how lucky it is. You have to be really lucky to be in this league, like to win it. Because I won it with a 5-8 record. Like,
yo, don't get me started with that, because it was between me and you. Freaking Zeke couldn't score from the 1-yard line, man. I was mad as my. Geez.
I'm telling you, man.
I was.
So, Mike, you had the 11th pick in the draft.
Yes.
And you went with Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I did. I went with Devontae. Tone took my guy. I had a hard time trying to get like at least 3 or 4 plays to who's going to be available at 11. Then I finally got down to, like, I told myself, if for some way somehow Tyreek Hill or Cooper Kupp is there, that's who I'm going to go. And they went back to back right before me, so I just went. But it wasn't best available because Bijan Robinson was number 10 overall. So, but I went with I ended up going with Devontae Adams. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. He's a football player.
So Bijan Robinson went 4th in the 2nd round.
Yeah, to Jesse. Yep.
So, out of you guys' teams, who do you find your sleeper pick? Who was that sleeper pick that you guys picked up?
See. You want to go first, Danny, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say Tua. To me, I was able to select Tua in the 5th round. I was kind of upset because I seen how quick these quarterbacks went. You know, with Hurts. You know, Hurts.
Well, I went Mahomes in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
And listen, I understand these experts and stuff wait for a quarterback and stuff, and the way my fantasy career is going, and last year having Patrick Mahomes, and listen, you know it because you was a victim for it. There was 3 times I went into Sunday Night Football trailing with Patrick Mahomes, and I came back and won all 3 times. He's a weapon.
He's a weapon.
And he's a weapon, and even these mobile quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, you know what I mean? Like Josh Allen, the threat of in the red zone being capable of running the football in, that's 6 points right there. You know what I mean? So I get the whole wait for a quarterback thing, but
you know, a lot of these, when you watch a lot of these programs and you start talking to us like ESPN, you know, also, or even you look at it on TikTok and all that stuff, they all keep saying you can wait for a quarterback later on. Well, listen, when you got a weapon like you said, Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, you know, even Lamar Jackson, and if you're able to get him at least in the 3rd, you're gonna tell me that you're not more valuable than a lot of these leagues. They play PPR. We don't.
You don't know.
So you know what I mean.
I might bring it up for next year because listen, I know we're getting off track because the sleeper pick, but the receivers, they're the ones that's going to start going 1st round. You've seen it. You know what I mean? Running backs, it feels like every team has at least 2 or 3 running backs. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to lean towards receivers going 1st and 2nd round heavy. We just consider it to at least bring it out there to see if we want to switch it to PPR. But if you want, go ahead, you could give us. You sleeper. You said Tua.
Tua was amazing. I know D hated Tua, or you know. Like,
I think he's coming around.
Man, to me, since his freshman year when he came in to replace this guy, he's proven he's a winner. The guy got a great arm. First year, okay, he didn't have the weapons. You know, you got 2 great receivers in Waddle and Hill. You know, this guy can throw 4. This guy could probably even break the yardage record. Yeah. You know, great coordinator and great coach. And this guy, the head coach McDonald, what is it, McDonald?
McDaniel.
Yeah.
McDaniel, there you go. I know it's Mac something.
All you got to do is really just chuck it up to Tyreek Hill, and he's gone.
That's it. And as long as he stays protected,
the
You
thing
know,
with
nobody,
Tua
and one
is
thing, nobody's gonna want to mess with him. He knows jujitsu now, so he's about to get sacked. He's gonna get with the bracing move.
And he learned how to fall. And he learned how to.
Yeah,
He's
but
learning how to
that's
fall.
gonna be the key is
That
him
is the key. We
staying
talked about it last week.
healthy
We
and
talked about it last week.
because
So
I
that's
think
why I think he's my sleeper. I wasn't, to be honest. I would have preferred him as my number 2, but you know what? I'm satisfied. It makes him my sleeper. I'm like, okay, if he has a great year this year, he's my franchise next year.
We talked about it last week. We talked about it
yeah.
last week, Danny. Like prior to like when Miami, I think like when Miami got to like 8-4, like regardless of the fact, like yeah, Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, they were the 2 front runners for the MVP. But he was in consideration. He was in the conversation. Like he was in the conversation. So listen, it all comes down. We talked about it last week again. Like every team, the last thing they want is an injury to their starter quarterback.
Yeah.
Miami's number 1 on that list. Like their season is all on the health of Tua, and you know that's just.
I think he's gonna have a great year. I think he's gonna have a great year.
And I think he will. I think he, as long as he stays healthy, I think he's going. I think so too.
Mike, who's your sleeper, Mike?
My sleeper. Well, I went back and forth, but I went with I can't think of his first name, but it's his last name is White, the running back from Tampa.
Rashad White.
Rashad White. Yeah. So I'm looking at it as Baker Mayfield is the quarterback. So check downs, you know what I mean? He might get 10 yards first down. That's a point. Obviously. And he's a starter. And by the time I picked him up, I was in need of a running back because I went with Mahomes in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
But I was reading up on it and stuff like that, and he's a starter and he's got his opportunity because Fournette's not there no more. So I think he is, and I think if he has a really good season, that might be my franchise tag for next year. Because the other sleeper option was Michael Thomas because he hasn't been healthy the last 2 years. I mean, so I went with White.
Yeah, White's not bad.
Just so everyone knows our franchise tag. So if anyone gets drafted from the 5th round and on, and they have to stay on your team the whole year, you're able to lock in and franchise.
It's our
tag
version
one
of
player.
a keeper league. It's our version of a keeper league.
Correct.
Which is
So
who's your sleeper, P?
Mine, I'm gonna go with Tyler Conklin. Only because he has Aaron Rodgers. I mean my starting tight end is Evan Engram. There was a couple of guys I wanted, but they got scooped up early. But Tyler, I think Aaron Rodgers has a history with his tight ends. They're not great, but they do put up some numbers. So I think as a good backup tight end, I mean he might. Who knows, man? He might wind up being my starter.
Maybe
starter.
Depends, maybe.
I mean,
but Evan
Ingram
is.
I think he already has that. Evan Engram, I think, is gonna be all right.
No, yeah, he had a good year last year.
He had a really good year last year with Daniel Jones.
Well, one of them, it was also.
He
had that one great game.
Trevor Lawrence,
He had that one great game. Ingram, 3 or 4 touchdowns or something like that.
The second half of that season was that he was the main part of it too, like of why you know what I mean. They started using him more and stuff like that, and like he had a good year. Like I thought, the Giants butchered Ingram, and that's that whole.
Yeah.
Who was the coach? I forgot the coach's name. Slickback, McAdoo.
Slickback. But Conklin is kind of like it's. I don't know. I wouldn't see him as a sleeper, to be honest. In my point of view,
I mean, the name doesn't pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who the hell is Conklin?
Yeah. But he's been around for the past few years. We know who's Conklin.
I hope I see you in a championship game and Conklin puts up 40, 50
you did that to me one year. I still remember. I forgot the name of the tight end.
I stopped you.
You stopped me one year because the reason why I remember that is because I drafted that tight end the following year. He didn't do shit for me, that bastard.
Did I have Andrews?
Huh?
Did I have Andrews that year?
If you did, man, no, the year, no, not the year you played me. The year you
I mean, I had Lamar Jackson and
the year
He did have
Yeah,
a good
killer
team.
team.
It was led
I got
by
lucky.
it was
I got
led by
lucky. I still
Lamar.
remember I got lucky because I went ahead and went against Gil. That was the year also on Polly's pool. You know, I won like 6,500. You know, because it was the last play of the game. They threw the ball to my tight end was Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz
Oh,
caught
right,
the
okay.
touchdown
It was in Philly, right?
Against the
Philly.
Cowboys. I think it was that game.
No, why you gotta go there for?
Probably.
I don't think it
I
was.
gotta
I
gotta throw,
don't think
gotta
it
throw a
was.
jab.
I don't.
I gotta throw a jab at you, Mike. Sorry.
I don't remember.
Man, Cowboys.
You want so well? Since we're talking about championship years, and when I won it, I had Mark Bolger as my quarterback, Tiki Barber as my running back.
You took my Tiki
I
Barber.
took Tiki Barber
You
from
took
me.
my Tiki Barber,
Yeah,
man.
I took. Dude, that championship game. I will never forget it. That was Giants played Washington on a Saturday night, and he went. I think he went for 240 yards and 3 touchdowns. And I was like, yo, I'm about to win this shit. Right? So I was playing Rui, who had Steven Jackson, and he went off for like the same amount. Like, I'm like, no, this can't be happening to me. The way I won it was Rui had Jeff Garcia in the Eagles. They needed Dallas to lose to clinch the East.
Guys like Jeff Garcia.
And Dallas,
Mark Bolger, Jeff Garcia.
Well, that was our first year. We only had 10 people. I
had Ronnie Brown.
It was a 10-man league with only 9 of us. And then that's when Oscar popped up.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, it was Austin Hooper.
Austin
Hooper. That was my tight end. I'm looking at the history of the league right now.
You lost to Austin Hooper, man.
I lost to Austin Hooper, man. Bastard of an Austin.
So how many? So you won it
3 to 62.
Oh, you got crushed.
You got crushed. Bro.
Yeah, I got crushed.
So you've been to the final. So you won it 3 times.
Four times, won it 3. And I beat Tony twice. I know he don't want to hear me, but he don't want to hear that.
You just taking shots in your first show, huh? You just taking.
Yeah, you know, and the last one I won that I beat Rui, if that gave me my 3rd championship, that would have given Rui his 4th. So now with me, Phil, and Rui, we all tied with 3 championships. So.
Yeah, and the one guy that's training right behind you guys, out of all people.
So this is how you know it's luck. At the end of the day, it's luck.
Yes,
you gotta have skill because you gotta know the players and you gotta know what position, you gotta know what they're capable of, and when to go ahead and start one of your bench players and when to pick up and who to pick up. But at the end of the day, it's luck. Last year I had Austin Eckler and Tony Pollard as my running backs.
Yeah, Jesse's probably. I told Jesse doesn't. If Jesse keeps Pollard, like I told you last week, I think he wins it. I think Jesse wins it, and then he retires, like he always says he's going to. He says he's going to win it and hang him up. That's all he's waiting. That's what he's waiting for. But we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? Like everybody's going to have a good team in week 1. When I put the team, I'll probably going to do it this week. Put the players, put everybody's teams up. And everybody's gonna look. Every team's gonna be look good. It's when the injury starts kicking in, bye week start kicking in. I know I'm in trouble week 13. Whoever plays me, I mean, probably got a good shot. Huh?
You guys are back. We just had a glitch in the matrix.
Oh yeah, the glitch. Yeah. So whatchamacall? So yeah. And then our program yesterday was a disaster.
That was
we gotta check
that was
that
the
out
worst feeling, man.
Before the draft, because we were trying to go live and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So, well, it's always next year.
Yeah,
it's always next year.
But
we'll keep you guys posted weekly. What's going on with our fantasy draft?
Yeah. Then you think the fantasy program that we use had it right? Your brother had the best draft. I mean, he got.
You know that thing is always up for grabs. You know, I always say,
did he draft Josh Allen? He's the one that drafted Josh Allen.
Yeah, he drafted Josh Allen.
So there was 4 quarterbacks drafted in the 2nd round.
Look at that.
So 2nd round was Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts.
I started that.
Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
and then Lamar Jackson, and then Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. and then
Yeah,
two,
that's what I wanted. I want to
Kirk
try
Cousins
that.
and Aaron Rodgers.
See, for after I picked up Mahomes for a split second, I was like, nah, it's Patrick Mahomes. I was like, I think I should have gone Bijan Robinson. But then the way, like Paul just said
Mike
it,
is frozen.
the way it played out, I kind of, I'm like, you know what, I did the right move. Because if I pass up on Mahomes, I'm not getting these these like top 5 quarterbacks that I had my eye on. So it kind of worked. It kind of worked out for me and stuff like that. But
So, guys, who do you think won the draft? Out of all of them.
I'm just looking over Red's team. Red has a solid team.
Yeah, he got. Who's he got?
He did take my tight end, which I'm upset about. Dallas Go Dirt.
You know.
So well, at least he didn't listen. At least he didn't. At least he didn't tag him and then draft Andrews in the second round like he did last year. Yo, Pete, you have everybody's team?
Pretty much, yeah.
So say his potential starting lineup real quick.
So he has Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Dallas Goedert, Tyler Bass, and the Pittsburgh's defense.
And his tag is Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad. No, that's not bad at all.
I'm not a fan of Goddard. Not a fan of Goddard.
I'd swap Christian Kirk with Waddle.
Yeah, I think I would too. And I think Phil had a good one, a good draft. I think his starting lineup is. I don't know. I think it's Lamar. Yeah, Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry,
J.K. Dobbins, CeeDee Lamb, Deontay Johnson, Pat Freiermuth, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh's
and
tight end.
Jason Sanders and the 49ers defense. I mean, Phil is known.
Yeah, he has good drafts.
An amazing draft every single year.
He does.
And Devontae Smith.
And he has Devontae Smith as his tag.
Yeah, I was hoping I thought, because I didn't know that was his franchise, I thought he was a guy who was going to fall to me. I was willing to take Olave and this guy. You know, those were my 2 picks.
Yeah, Phil was down between Smith and Michael Thomas was his other bet. Okay. But I think he did the right thing. So I think Phil's lineup on heading to week 1, I think is pretty solid too. Yeah. Listen, my running backs, and I knew it taking Mahomes. I knew. I took a gamble on Kamara. I know he got a 3-game suspension and stuff like that. Then you got the White. I got Mahomes. So my week 1 lineup is probably going to be Mahomes, White, probably most likely Cam Akers, Devontae Adams, T. Higgins, and then I got T.J. Hawkinson, who was my tag. Saints defense. I'm gonna tell you why. Tone took the Cowboys defense to pick before me. That's who I was eyeing.
I wanted the Saints defense.
I went with the Saints, and I would tell you straight up why I went to the Saints. 2 games against Baker Mayfield. two games against Bryce Young. Even though I think Bryce Young's gonna be just fine. And then who's the other one? Oh, and 2 games against Desmond Riddler. So I was like, one of those games is at the end of the season, which when the fantasy season is over with, and with this new point system that we're going to put in for the defense, I was like, you know what, I'm fine taking the Saints. And then I don't got my boy Daniel Carlson. Gil took him.
I was actually eyeing him up too.
But I ended up getting Kansas City. He's a weapon, man. Listen, I think he led the league last year.
He did.
Plus touchdown, field goals.
That was a great kicker, man.
And then I picked up Danny's guy. I was surprised Danny didn't pick him up. It feels like Danny picked him up for the 5. Between you and Nash, you guys pick up the same kickers every year.
No, listen, Buckner's the kicker, man.
Harrison Buckner. Yeah,
because I have the luck of all my other kickers that I pick up end up being the worst kickers in the league. That's the first person I drop. This is my kicker. That's how bad they are. I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, but that's so Red's lineup is fine. We just talked about Phil's team. Yeah. Phil's lineup looks pretty good too.
I was gonna say Phil as well.
Jesse's rookie of the year. I mean, the amount of rookies. I think he picked up every rookie on.
Jesse got the rookies. I got the veterans
available. That's usually D. That's usually D that goes towards the rookies. But that Jesse Yeah,
No, but I
so,
think Phil with his draft, I think that one went really well.
yeah,
You know what? And not to say, if the end of Nash drafts, it's always a laughing stock because this guy always go ahead and pick players this year Leonard Fournette who are not in the league or guys who aren't even gonna be
yo,
who may even
there
still
was
get
one.
cut.
I forgot what round was it, right? He came up to me with his paper, right? It was the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
When he was telling me if this person's available, I just by where that player was, there was 4 receivers that was already taken that he didn't scratch off.
Wow.
And I was
I mean,
like,
that's known.
that's Nas, right? But listen, I think Nas, Justin Herbert, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Diggs.
He did it. Like I said, that's what I was saying. That's what was the point.
You know what I mean? I think his team on paper,
the early part of his draft, it wasn't that bad. It's not that bad.
It's the back end. It's the back end where he kind of has trouble. But I mean, I think it seems to be a game plan.
It's more money in the pot.
He also picked up Justin Tucker.
Yeah, look, see, once again, I think it's like the 8th straight year. Justin Tucker.
That guy got to slow down eventually. That kicker, he got to slow down.
He got Brock Purdy. That's a good backup right
there. Can't be kicking 60-yard field goals anymore.
I think he took that. He took that for Jesse. Jesse was eyeing Purdy going into the draft.
Yeah, but Jesse said it. He was expecting Purdy at the last pick in the draft.
Jesse, I think Jesse's quarterback.
That speaks to you about some of the players in our draft, in our group.
Yeah, our draft is unique. Our draft is you never know.
I tell that to everyone who I speak to. I tell them the not only the ability of us selecting the right group of players, but the group. We also got the guys who pick.
Your brother drafted 3 quarterbacks and got the best grade in the draft program we use. So
yeah,
Gil got a solid team too. I like his running backs. He got Eckler, Najee Harris, and one guy he took that I was eyeing was Alexander Madison from the Vikings.
Yeah, I was eyeing him too.
I was ready to pick him up the same exact round.
I was eyeing him.
He scooped him up. And he also got James Conner. I mean, he got 4 potential starters.
Yeah, the one thing that he will have to look out for, right, is like Najee Harris, right? Because Warren.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Warren might take some snaps away from Najee, especially if Najee Harris.
Probably even take, depending how the season goes.
It might if Najee Harris is struggling. I mean, listen, Pittsburgh. The one flaw with Pittsburgh is their offensive line still needs some work to be done. But I mean, if Najee Harris is struggling, then Warren can take more than take the carries. He probably could take the starting job. Yeah. So that's something to keep an eye on with Gil's team.
Well, the good thing though is that he has 2 starting running backs as backups.
He has.
So I think he's good there. He also tagged Ayuk.
Yeah.
So to go along with AJ Brown and Marquise Brown at Arizona.
Wasn't Ayuk Purdy's favorite target last year?
I mean, that's what it looked like.
He was going after.
But even for Ayuk's own, I think it's time for him to take that next.
He's been improving every year. So
yeah, Debo is Debo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but Debo lines up anywhere. But to have an outside presence, I think it's time for you to step up. When I step up, I think it will be this year. If not, then you start questioning.
They're gonna have it's gonna be a 1-2 combo.
It is.
It's gonna be Debo and Ayuk. I mean, you can't go wrong. And then you also got George Kittle there too.
Yeah.
So
what's that? What's the saying? Kittle. What is it? What's Nancy saying? Kittle up the middle, whatever.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, he has 4 solid fucking targets that you can't go wrong. I mean, if he gets that protection. You got Debo, you got Ayuk, you got Kittle, and then you also got McCaffrey.
Yeah. So you're telling me going back to the beginning of the show, like McCaffrey, and we talked about it also last week too, like McCaffrey's full offseason under Kyle Shanahan's offense, like that running style, that I think it's zone blocking that they do over there. We brought up, you wasn't on the show last year. last year. I'm sorry, last week.
Last
where
week.
I thought one of my bold predictions that I didn't end up putting. I think he can have over 20. Like the Damian Thompson is 28. I think total. I think we see. I think I don't know.
You're off to God's ears, buddy.
No, I'm saying, but would you be
Let's
surprised?
hope.
I would. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? So because at the end of the day, you got to realize too, like Purdy's not coming back from a small injury.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And listen, they might start the season launching it. You know what I mean? Throwing it all over the place. But I think at least for the first month in September, you're going to see a lot. I mean, and also throughout the whole season, but the first month, you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot of Christian McCaffrey.
The whole breaking news: Chicago Bears cut PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
Yeah.
He'll find a home.
Yeah. He was supposed to be the backup, but the other dude got it. I forgot his name, Stangen or something.
The rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll find PJ Walker find home though. But that's who. What's Rui's team? Do you have that?
Yeah. So I mean, he got Jalen Hurts, Javonte Williams, Khalil Herbert, which he stole from me. Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, Travis Kelce, Evan McPherson, another one he stole. Buffalo Bills, that's his starting. But he also got Damian Pierce as his tag.
Tag, yeah.
So you got Pierce, Javonte Williams, and Khalil Herbert. So the thing with Herbert, I think he's probably gonna wind up splitting with that
with the rookie, right?
Rashawn. So
Yeah,
I think Khalil's still a solid pick.
And Fields may still be running still.
And Calvin really coming back from the year suspension from gambling.
Fields is gonna run all day anyway.
I think Calvin really is a good pick. I think Calvin. Maybe in the third. I think he picked him up in the third round.
I like Ridley.
Yeah, I like. Maybe he could have got him in the fourth. Maybe could have got him in the fourth, but
yeah, he got him in the third.
He got him in the third. Yeah, maybe he could have got him in the fourth. Maybe maybe not the way this league works. But I think. Listen, I was reading up on Calvin Ridley, and they, some articles had that he was one of the best route runners, alongside Devontae Adams, and stuff like that prior to his suspension. So, listen, him and Trevor Lawrence during the preseason. I know it's preseason, but they got a connection already. So and then DJ Moore is going. I like DJ Moore. I like him. I had him a couple of times, and he was my number one receiver those years too. So
I'm gonna say this,
and that was with no quarterback.
I think the Bears have a really good offense, okay, on paper. But for the last several years, the play calling has been atrocious. I think they need to find an offensive coordinator that fits Justin Fields' style. And I don't think this dude is it. I mean, I've watched every single fucking game. And it's just dumb plays after dumb plays after dumb plays. Even when we had that other coach, it was just dumb plays.
Well, Matt Nagy thought he had Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback doing crazy ass plays.
It was just the play calling. And last year you saw the same thing.
Yeah.
Until you finally saw him, Justin Fields came out and became this running quarterback. But you can't have him running.
No, you can't.
You have the weapons. He took some shots.
They proved he could run already.
You was at the game, right? You were at the game in Atlanta, right? Where he got hurt in the end.
I was there. I was at the Atlanta game.
He proved he's a great running quarterback. Now you have to go ahead and prove that he can throw the ball.
He could.
They got him the weapons.
He could.
He can throw.
He threw the ball in Ohio State. At Ohio State, he threw the ball. Listen, I know.
Yeah,
I know. College football could be a little bit still different. It's
different. Who was that quarterback who died? Who was from Ohio State as well? He went to Washington, and then I think he went to Miami. He died crossing the street or something in the highway.
It was just a story about him.
Yeah.
The other day.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins. Same thing. The Ohio State boys can throw the ball.
Yeah, I don't even know who. I'm not trying to get off track. I don't even know who their quarterback is this year going into the season next week. But I know I'm not trying to get off track, but Caleb Williams looked pretty good yesterday. I know it was against San Jose State. San
Kid's
Jose
gonna be a
State,
star.
but
Caleb
yeah, he
Williams
is.
will be a star.
I think he is. I think
If
so
he
is
comes
Benson.
out this year, which most likely he will.
Oh, he is.
But
He is.
Man,
He
y'all
is.
gonna make me stop golfing on Saturday and watching more college football, bro.
Well, they play. Well, yeah. Well,
listen, man,
you would
just
see.
carry
Well,
the
you
phone with you.
you
Just carry the phone with you every single time you got a break. It's like what I do when I go to Jersey. I play the
I don't
casino.
watch.
And,
We don't. I mean, I
you know,
watch.
it's the
Listen,
only
I watch.
time, man.
You know me. You guys know me. But like, you don't got. Sometimes, sometimes
The Bleacher
I just
Reports
look at
gives
the
you an
stats.
update.
Sometimes I just look at the stats. You know what I mean? Read up on stuff when it comes to college football.
Down
But
here, dude,
it's
pretty
Clemson all
much
day.
everything shuts down. It's college. I
Like
mean,
football.
people down here don't give a shit about the NFL. But
No,
when you talk
it's true.
about college, I mean, they're all about it. Even high school, man. Like high school games here are fucking nuts.
You know what? Is it true about the Clemson Auburn game? That's really gets really packed. Like really
I mean,
important game.
Clemson-
Clemson Auburn.
Clemson in general is just always packed, but
Yeah,
the big
yeah,
game
yeah.
is Clemson and South
Syracuse?
Carolina University.
Oh, no.
Syracuse. Get the fuck-
Syracuse.
You know, I'm an orange man.
Donovan
Blue
McNabb.
orange.
Donovan McNabb coming out that tunnel.
Man,
back
they're
in
not
the
coming
day.
back no time. So don't worry. Last one, DeVito. Even though that running back from last year, he didn't get drafted. I forgot what was his name. The left tackle did by Atlanta picked up Bergeron, something. The left tackle.
So y'all want to give out your predictions on what your fantasy teams are gonna do, or
Sure.
Let me just knock mine out. I think, in my opinion, truthfully, I think I have the opportunity to make the playoffs, but it all depends on can the veterans I have, which is Cook, Ezekiel, can they come through for me in those weekends? Can Pacheco be the running back I'm expecting him to be? Hurt. Oh, not hurt. Tua, yeah. Hurts, hurt his leg or whatever. I think I have the squad to make the playoffs. Do I have a championship team? Maybe not, but it's luck at the end of the day. It's luck and health. Let's see.
so what's your record?
My record.
Yeah,
I'm
writing this down just for future.
I got you. I'm gonna go with 8-4. Because we still have to see who we're playing. What's our schedule?
You're going 8-4.
I'm going
That's
8-4.
only 12
We
games.
got 14 weeks, bro.
What the hell
You
doing?
got 2 bye weeks?
No.
You giving yourself 2 bye weeks?
No, because I'm thinking.
No,
I
it's
thought we
14
did
games. It's
14 games.
14.
Well, then mark me down for one more win, which will be 9-5. One more win, one loss, 9-5. And I'll see you guys in the playoffs.
9-5. Mike, what you got?
9-5.
For me, listen. For me, honestly, it's gonna be if my running backs by committee, if I could get two starters that I can rely on week in and week out, and also Jimmy Garoppolo, if he can stay on the field to help my please stay on the field, man. Please stay on the field. I don't know. Honestly, last year I felt good after the draft. As long as I have Patrick Mahomes, right? I have a shot. I was surprised with the 11-3 record. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm obligated to say like under 500, right? Because I live under 500. But you know what? I would go 8-6. 8-6 and make the playoffs. I'm guaranteeing it.
I guess that means I got a better record than you. Yes.
That's fine because you can have the number one record. You want the first?
No, not that. That's why they didn't go 10 and would it be 10-6 or would it be 10-4? 10-4. That wouldn't. That's the.
You got a problem adding today, huh?
Yeah, man. Listen, to be honest, it's 8:37. It's past my bedtime, man.
So I went 6-8 last year. I went 6-8. Wound up with the third pick. 6-8. I'm gonna give myself 2 more wins this year, 8-6, make the playoffs. I mean, last year we had a bunch of guys go 7-7 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think 7 or 8. I mean, it's always tough in our league. You never have dominant teams, honestly. But Mike was dominant. So was Phil.
Oscar was
Mike went 11-3. Phil went 10-4. Hurt went 9-5. Gil went 8-6. Tone 7-7. Rui, Nas, Red all went 7-7. Me and Oscar went 6-8. D finished 3-11, and Danny went 3-11. So,
and I had one of the highest points in the leagues, but I lost to D. Heads up.
see, my problem with my team, and I'm looking over the stats, and I said it even last year. I thought I had a solid team. I mean, I think I was the 4th highest points getter. I scored the 4th most points in our league, and I finished 6-8. And I gave up a lot of fucking points. That was the problem. So I mean, I can't control that shit, but I thought my team last year was a lot better than 6-8, especially me I was putting up almost 80 points a game, and still finished 6-8. This year I'm gonna score 110 points a game. I might go undefeated. I'm gonna change this shit.
Listen, last year, it was like something that I never had best record. I mean, shit. It's a struggle for me to even get 500, man. I have one of the worst records in the league in my as far as total wins. But last year, I mean, going 11-3, I had an 8-game winning streak. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, just keep on going. And then I still have
the 3rd.
Oh, go ahead.
I have the 3rd highest win percentage in the league, and I think it's either D, Rui, or Rui D than me.
Yeah, I think it's D, Rui, and then you. And then I think it's Phil. I think.
Yeah, but I've only won it one time. Been to the Fantasy Bowl twice.
Yeah, I wanted the first. I wanted the first year ever.
Beat me, man. I could have 4 championships already.
I've been to 4 finals, so I'm 1-3. So, even I think if I would have won it last year, I think it probably would have been one of the best seasons ever. Because you know how many moves, you know how many free agent pickups I made during the season from week 1 to week 14.
3.
No, 2.
2. I know I have to make one already.
You know what? I have to make one too, because after, you know what I noticed? Patrick Mahomes and Matthew Stafford, who's my backup, they have the same bye.
My last pick, I got 2
because it was at the end of the night, and I seen Stafford, and I'm like, you know what? Like, he's still out here. It's like round 11 or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? Right after the fact, when I'm coming back, driving back, I'm like, I looked and I was like, what? I'm like, oh crap! I gotta go get another quarterback. I'll wait until week 10, though. I'll wait until week 10.
I got the Dolphins defense, who have the same bye week as the Eagles defense. So I'm letting go of the Dolphins defense if y'all want it.
Yeah, I think the Eagles defense if you don't want it.
AKA University of Georgia.
That's gonna be the number 1 defense in the league right there.
Yo, do you have Oscar's team, because it was a part in the draft? We're gonna talk about everybody, right? It was like round 7 or 8, and this guy had one wide receiver.
And Nas had 2 running backs at one point.
And the funny part is once he said it out loud, there was like 4 straight receivers that went right. So he screwed himself by opening his mouth. It was either him or Rui that opened that said it.
Who, Oscar had or Nas?
No, Oscar. I know all the stuff goes. Huh? Well, yeah, because at the end of the draft, he piled up on receivers.
So he had Amari Cooper as his tag.
Okay.
And then he picked up DK Metcalf in looks like the 3rd round. And then he picked up Adam Thielen late, and Isaiah Hodgkins like really, really, really late.
That was like I think that was his last pick or second to last pick. Yeah.
Great pickup, Hodgkins.
But I know we can't have this podcast episode without mentioning one of the best pickups in our league's history. No.
Alex Rodriguez.
Huh?
Alex Rodriguez.
Chris Rodriguez. That was red yesterday. I was like, I was like, what the? I was like, I never heard of him. I never heard of him. And he went up to D, like, third string running back Washington. He studied for that one. He studied for that one. You know what? What I was surprised. I haven't looked at his paper too, by the way, because his paper's always a hot mess. But I'm surprised he didn't have the longest time to pick players because he dances his way every time. He dances his way every time to the podium. But no, we can't. We're talking about our league. We're mentioning, the guys in the league. We gotta mention for those, if anybody listening, right? Nash's pick back in the day, Justin Blackmon, when Justin Blackmon was in jail.
that was the worst, man.
That is the all-time best pickup.
You expect that every draft. We expect that. I expect that at least once every draft. Nash to pull one of those guy who's not in the league no more. He just got.
Well, he did it. He did it again.
He did
Leonard
it.
Fournette is not on the team right now. He's not on the team right now.
But it's funny. 4 guys last year. 4 this year. 4 of the guys. 4 guys. I think it was one was the first one was Red, then Nash. I forgot who else. I know Rui did it as well. Wanted to select a player that was already picked.
When this year? Yesterday?
Yeah, this year. This was the first time that we had so many people pulling that.
I know Tone. I know Tone did it. I forgot who it was. I know Tone did it too. But and then for especially when it comes to our league, there's always every league in fantasy. There's always a last place loser that has to do something crazy. I mean, ours is really not that crazy, but last year Danny was the worst record in the league. So yesterday he had the pleasure to wear the league's tutu. You left it there, right? You didn't bring it home, right?
The what?
The tutu.
No, I left it there. I didn't take it home. That damn tutu. I never want to wear that again, man.
You might wear it again.
It's not for me. For you guys.
You gonna wear it again.
Now, listen. When we put that in, I'm gonna be on sound. So I thought Nash would wear it a couple of times, and he still hasn't. He still hasn't
worn it. Red still hasn't worn it.
Red hasn't worn it. Yeah, no. Red hasn't worn it. I haven't worn it, but I flirted with that. I flirted with that a couple of times.
The year you get it, Pog, you gotta come. Bring your wings.
Hold on, time out. Last year, I started 0-5.
Damn.
I started 0-5 and I finished 6-8. I thought that was a successful season.
The year you have to wear it, make sure you come down.
I will come up. I said that last year.
You have to bring the smoker.
You want them wings.
Or your brisket or something like that, man. That's the best. You can't be teasing a guy like me with stuff like that, man. Look at the phone. I got my screensaver and everything, man. Can't tease a guy like me like that. Come on, I like to eat.
Listen, I'll them wings, man. Those are the best things I make right now. Is them smoked wings. I got that perfected. Like wife wants it. It's on. We got bags sitting in the fridge right now, ready. But yeah, so football season starts September 7th, Thursday night. We got the Chiefs versus the Lions, and then full pack Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I tell my wife every year, just leave me alone. From 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I put on Red Zone. from 1 to 6 o'clock. Just leave me alone. Don't bother me. Don't come knocking in the room. I'll do anything you want to do. Saturday, you want to go shopping. You want to go ahead and go apple picking. You want to go ahead and do whatever on Saturday. I'm with it. I'm ready to go. Sunday from 1 to 6. Just please leave me alone. Please.
So Sundays is for the boys for you.
Sundays for me to be in front of the TV, you know, with my iPad, laptop, and iPhone, all hooked up, looking at everything, trying to find out who's winning and who's not winning, you know, because you know how it is. It's just not only that; it's also, you know, we play FanDuel, we play DraftKings, you know, we bet on that. So that whole big smoke.
We have a survivor pool that we do.
Yeah. That's the other thing, you know.
So you got some gambling ass motherfuckers. Is what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
trying to say.
What you mean, yo, Pete? During the season, like, do you want to do what Dee said? Like, do you want to every week we pick like 3 games against the spread?
We're gonna get Tone in. We're gonna do about 3, 4.
Tone's our betting expert. He's our gambling expert.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is
every time we
pick. Yeah, we're gonna pick like 3, 4 games, or I think we should just pick random or should we just pick the same teams? Everyone pick the same team.
No, I think we should do. I think we all should pick whatever 3 we think is the best.
Yeah. And
look, Danny, more things to add onto your Sunday schedule.
More things to 1 to 6.
And then at the end of the year, we'll tally up the
I got all my bets. I got
scores and the wins, and Brandman has to give the winner $100, and that's what we're.
What's a what?
Huh?
What's a what? What?
$100, man.
That was part of the deal, the contract you signed.
You weren't on last week. That's your punishment.
Yeah. It was on the fine print. The fine print of the contract you signed.
That was in the Poconos. Isn't there a little like a
Poconos don't have no Wi-Fi?
You got Oscar. Why you think you can't get in contact with Oscar? Because he's up there, man. Sometimes you lose connection and all that stuff. It's the worst up there, man.
But you had Wi-Fi to show us that your jump shot.
Yeah, that I did because I saved it.
You found Wi-Fi for that one.
Yo, I was nice, man. I was knocking them down. I was gonna show you guys.
You notice in that video, half his shots is from the top of the key where you don't see him.
I hit my first 2. I was like, yes. After that was it.
God.
We're gonna close this off, and we'll be back sometime this weekend.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can do it
college
during
football,
the week.
College football. College football started yesterday, but it officially starts this weekend.
Saturday.
Thursday's already a good game. Florida's at Utah, I believe. Thursday.
Let's go Orange.
I don't have a team.
Tigers.
I just enjoy college football. I don't
Clemson Tigers winning it all.
You are a Miami Hurricane fan.
I like both.
Stop it. You can't have both, man.
There's
no way of
I like
you
sports.
can't. You sports. You can't. You cannot root for 2 teams.
You like Carolina sports.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, I'm in the South. Shit changes, bro.
No, he doesn't.
Listen, I'm gonna get shot by my neighbor for no cause. So we gotta root for the Tigers out here.
If he roots for the Carolinas, college basketball is the wrong team.
Listen, I'd rather be a Tiger than a fucking Gamecock.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Gamecocks.
Yeah. That's what.
Are you going to a Clemson game this year?
I don't know. I gotta ask some of my old neighbors, man. See if they can hook me up with a ticket.
Yeah. If the Hurricanes go there you go. You go see your team play.
Both of them.
No,
both of my teams.
So there's no you're good either way. Somebody wins.
Yeah.
Wins.
I'm looking this year to try to make it to that, because Syracuse usually ends up at the Pinstripe Bowl. I don't know how, with like a 4-7 record, and they're in the Pinstripe Bowl, and they're playing Yankee Stadium. I'm right around the corner from Yankee Stadium, so.
I asked Dean and Paul just last week. They said no. You're my college basketball expert as well. You want to go to the Garden on December 5th, North Carolina, UConn?
North Carolina, UConn, no.
No.
God damn it, man.
That's a terrible game.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
No,
it's not.
Bro.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Listen, when college basketball comes around, the season is
Tar Heels.
The season drags, but if this is if this podcast goes to where we want to go, we'll have some form of March Madness.
Yeah, of course.
And stuff like that. I hopefully they don't disappoint.
Hey, what I'm
again.
gonna do is open up a March Madness bracket just for the listeners.
Yeah, that's
everybody
cool.
Join in.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Birdman gives the winner $100 again.
There you go.
What?
That's the deal.
You
know the contract. You know when you watch those. You got to read the small print, man. You got to read the small print, and that's what it said
on the contract that said
it's like these commercials, man. They had the small.
You don't have to pay nothing.
The small.
It's on
letters.
there, dude.
You sure?
Yeah.
I just got excited. I got excited. I got offered the chance to be on the podcast, and I said, "Fuck it, you're gonna sign my name on it. It's like an autograph." Yeah, let's do it.
When you sign anything, do you put Danny?
To be honest, man,
three-time fantasy champ. Do you sign that?
When I sign, the only letter you understand is the D. Other than that, everything else is like a doctor's note, like that. That's
and then you put the 3 with the X, right?
Yeah, with the 3. No, but I'm waiting for the number 4. I'll tell you, if I ever retire from the league, I gotta at least be 2 champions, more than the next 2 guys.
You ain't so I know retiring. Get on that.
No, if our league, I know we're gonna go, but if our league had a Hall of Fame, which we should make one and get some type of jacket or hoodie type thing, I'm gonna ask you: are you putting yourself first ballot?
Okay, yeah, I'm a 3-time champ. Think about it. We've been playing 18 years, right? This is our 18th year.
Going into yep.
Hey, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the trophy to be renamed after me.
Why? Whoa, hold up. I'm the first ever champion.
I'm the commissioner.
The Super Bowl is the Vince Lombardi trophy. The
Super Bowl. Yeah, Vince Lombardi. He was a coach.
And I'm a coach.
I don't know, man.
I'm a coach to my players.
But he was an owner. He was an owner coach.
Yeah, I'm a coach. I'm an owner. I'm a general manager.
Hey, I created this fucking league.
You did.
They should have my name on that shit.
You did. When you approached us with it, I'm like,
I'm not paying. Sure. I'm not paying until my name gets on that trophy.
Your name is on that trophy as a champion.
It is.
What you call? But listen,
I want the trophy name.
Listen, every year.
One time.
We got. We got 2 years for our 20th, P.
Yeah.
So we all got to get together for the 20th.
20th, I'll be up there.
20th, we all got to get together.
We all should be wearing tutus.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one. Yeah, we all wear tutus or something.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be back next week.
Yeah, yes, set the day up. We'll talk about it in the group chat and stuff like that.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace out. See ya.
Bye.
Good night.